1 year trucking and you're already a trainer. Well, I became a trainer within my first month of trucking because I lied to the company and I told them that I had 6 years of experience.
You're lying.
Oh, what's going on, guys? So this female trucker responds to a comment asking how she became a trainer with only 1 year of experience up under her belt. And her answer is simple. She lied. She said that she had 6 years of experience and she got the trainer's position. And then on top of that, she had the nerve, the gall to say that trucking is just driving straight and backing into a dock. So what's the big deal? Drivers, I really need you guys to sit on that for a second.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
Okay, driver, first, let's be real out here. Let's stop the cap.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now!
All right, you lied on your application. You told a company that you had 6 years of experience when you had none. And your justification is all about the money.
I'm all about the Benjamins. What you think?
I hear you. And see, this is the reason, right? All of us is out here for. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. But driver, listen, you need to understand something. You are the exact reason that there are so many underprepared, underskilled drivers out here on the road right now. Not bad drivers, not lazy drivers, just underprepared drivers. Because the person who was supposed to teach them didn't actually know what they was doing either. See, drivers, that's the epidemic right there. Rookies training rookies, or as I like to call it, the blind leading the blind. And I say this from personal experience because I've been there on the other side. See, here's my story right quick.
Hold on.
So when I came into the industry some time ago, I was a rookie. I ain't know what I was doing, and I didn't pretend that I knew what I was doing. But unfortunately, when I got with US Express, my first trainer was a first-time trainer. Not only that, he was a first-time lease op. So I had it bad from both sides. Here's this driver trying to make extra money by being the trainer, while at the same time trying to be a lease op with the company. That wasn't a good mix. At least it wasn't a good mix for me, because at the time, old boy was more concerned about his paycheck than he was with me learning what I needed to know out here on the road. That wasn't the case. It was ugly. It was disrespectful. He was messy. He was nasty. It was everything that was going on with me and this driver. So within the first few weeks, it was kind of okay. But after he got his last paycheck, and it was super negative. Like, he thought that the miles that he was getting from me added on to the miles that he was getting. He thought he was in for a big payday. Unfortunately, when that payday came, he was salty all day. So we got a load that went back to Laredo. And from there, that's when I found out that that was the last trip me and him was gonna have. He was on the phone with his father all the way back to the terminal so that he can drop me off and he could leave. So in that conversation, I wasn't trying to be nosy, but the little bit of the conversation that I got was that He was dropping me off. He was going to drop off the truck, and he was going to hop on the company what his father was with. So with that said, I was done with him. But that taught me something right there, because he didn't know how to train and I wasn't getting the proper training. But at the end of the day, I did get with a trainer that had a manual. And oh, wait a minute. Let me back up since I mentioned that, because during that time, I trained in a manual. The Volvo truck that we was in was a 10-speed. So luckily for me, US Express was going through transition. They was transitioning from the manuals to the automatics. Luckily for me, I was able to train out of both a manual Volvo and a manual Freightliner. So thank you to the veteran driver that got me together in 2 weeks. I learned more in 2 weeks than I learned for that month when I was out on the road with the inexperienced trainer. See, I tell that story because stuff follows you when you're getting trained, especially if you're getting trained by inexperienced trainers. Bad habits picked up in the first few months are the hardest ones to actually break. If the person who's supposed to be putting the habits in you don't care enough to get it right, then you're already set up for failure, even before you even get started. You said yourself, right? It's all about the money.
I'm all about the Benjamins. What you think?
Which means you're not sitting in the truck thinking about the new driver that you're actually training. You're not even thinking about the new driver getting ready for maybe winter runs through the Rocky Mountains. You're not even thinking about how they're going to actually understand pre and post trip inspections, or how to maintain a vehicle of that size, especially in traffic, when traffic is not even cooperating. All you're thinking about is the trainer's pay. And that's the problem, drivers, because the one thing that a trainer actually owes the student, they owe the student their full attention to make sure that that driver know what they need to know while they're all out here on the road. So they will have the confidence to come on the road by themselves because they know they got the best training from you possible. That's the whole job, driver. But instead, you just told everybody on Beyonce's internet that that is not your priority. So yeah, the last thing you should be doing right now is training. Okay, so now you're gonna follow me? All right, so now let's talk about the 6-year lie that you just said on the internet, because this is where things gonna get real interesting.
Hold on.
I am here at Truck World, right here off of, I think this is 76, but there's another one on I-80 as well. I mess with Truck World. I like Truck World as a truck stop. But you want to know what got me puzzled? And I know a lot of truck drivers will feel the same way. Is that these cars right here that's occupying the truck parking spots. And you know, that's already telling me that these are for drivers that park their trucks here. Either they're daily or over the road, or they're regional. You know, when they come home at the end of the week, they got a place to park and they'll, you know, hop in their car and they'll go home. Yeah, so a lot of truck drivers, they are offended of that because, you know, when it comes time to park and there's no parking spots available and they come here and see this, yeah, they're going to get upset because they're taking up valuable real estate that another truck driver can occupy. But I'm under the impression that you know, these drivers right here, they pretty much got permission from Truck World, which is a very small mom and popsy type of vibe here. So, you know, they probably might be paying for their parking spots. So if you happen to see, you know, like a little mom and pop truck stops and you come in and you see, you know, multiple cars occupying truck parking spots, that could be the reason why. You know, they're truck drivers, they're over the road, and they, you know, coming back to park in their spot that they put their cars in. But if you made it this far in the video, I do appreciate you. Thank you very much. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, all buttons, comments. If you would like to comment, at least comment it that you watched the video. You know, that helps the algorithm as well. But I'm not here for the algorithm. I'm not here. I mean, if you guys watch me, you watch me. And if you don't, you don't. You know, it's all about the engagement for me. You know, if you engage with me, that lets me know that you rock with me. And I really do appreciate it. So if you like this video and you made it this far in the video, you know, hit that icon with the time on the button, and it actually marks the time where you can actually make your comment. So I can come in and I see your comment and I respond to it, and I turn around and hit that button and say, oh, okay, yeah, you made it this far in the video. So thank you very much. Let's get back to it. So you do know that the DOT requires a 10-year employment history, right? Companies are required to keep that on file for at least 3 years. See, driver, that's not a suggestion. That is federal regulation. Yeah, I'm gonna have to call this exactly what it is. Bullshit.
Smells like bullshit to me.
Because here's what actually happens when you walk into a company 1 year into your CDL claiming 6 years of experience. You want to know?
Do you want to know why?
I'll tell you. They run a verification check on you. That's the standard, driver. And if you don't have any trucking companies showing up in your work history, well, they're going to go back to your CDL school. They're checking your hours. They're checking when you actually got your CDL license. And if you got your CDL license through a company program like Swift, Warner, Prime, or whoever, they already know what your experience is, driver. They have your records. So walking in there saying, I got 6 years of experience and I'm ready to train, that's not going to land. At least not with those companies anyway. See, those companies right there that I just mentioned, they already know that you don't have it. So why come on Beyonce's internet and say it? What's the goal here? You want people to think that you more than what you are? You want the influencer credibility, don't you? You want that, right? Just be honest. That's it. Just say I got the trainer position. I probably shouldn't have it this early. And here's what I learned. Now, that's a video that's worth watching. But instead, you thought it was a good idea to come on here and cap. Not only that, you decided to double down by saying trucking is so simple that none of it matters anyway. But you want to know what's simple? You getting exposed, and you did that all by yourself. So drivers, you know I cannot let this go without addressing the fact that she said it's just driving straight and backing into a dock line. That is crazy to say something like that. That is the most first year thing I ever heard somebody say out loud. Driving straight, backing into a dock. That's what you think this job is all about? Because it isn't. It's about more than just driving straight and backing into a dock. What, you don't think it's about managing your hours of service? not navigating weight restricted routes that your GPS doesn't even know about? Can you even read a map?
I need your help again. I need everybody to shout. Where my motherfucking map at? Oh, yeah. Map, show me where to find my friend Marcus. He's always holding.
I don't know, Dora. Ow, ow. Okay. He's at the park on 12th under the jungle gym.
Or how about dealing with a shipper who held you in the dock for 4 or 5 hours? That's crazy. Now you wondering if you're going to make that next appointment or not. Or how about this? Not figuring out what to do when your brakes heat up on a mountain grade. Think about it. This video came off the back of another video that you just recently put out there talking about that you had 2 blown steer tires in a week or so.
I've been trucking for 1 year. I'm currently broke down on the side of the road. This is my second blown out tire this week, or should I say in the last 3 days.
Now, I am glad that you're safe and you're able to get it off to the side of the road, and you're there waiting for road service to come and take care of you. But what about your trainee? What if your trainee had a blowout? Could you explain to them what to do, how to do, and what to do in a situation like that? Or are you just one of those trainers that just sit and play on your phone all day? I had one of those. I ain't gonna lie, I had one of those. Or how about dealing with weather that's not even in the forecast, right? Bright and sunny today, easy driving. But what about snowstorms? What about rainstorms, hailstorms, all kinds of storms? What about those? What about driving in the weather states like Colorado, Utah? You do know that you have to have chains up there, right? Let me ask you a question. Do you even know how to put on chains? Was you even taught how to put on chains? A lot of these mega carriers, they normally don't teach drivers put on chains. And obviously it sounds to me that you probably might not know how to put on chains. But straight line driving, just back it in. Yeah, I get you. Go ahead and train that person. See, the drivers who've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 years, the ones who actually know this industry inside and out, they're not out here saying it's simple, because it isn't. See, drivers like them and myself, we know better. We know the longer that you're in it,
Once you in it, you in it.
the more you realize that there is much more to know. And see, you only having 1 year, you just think that you've seen it all. You think that you know it all, probably heard it all. Unfortunately, young lady, that's not confidence that I see in you. I just see the inexperience talking right now.
Hold on.
I came this far in my travel. I do appreciate you sticking around and rocking out with me, because, that's what I do. I come down scenic routes and come to beautiful places like TA here in Breezewood, PA. So, again, if you guys, rock with me on the video, make sure you comment, watch. Not only just comment, watch, but there should be an icon in the comment section where you can hit the button and it gives you a timestamp. If you was to hit that and comment watch, that lets me know that you pretty much stayed towards the end of this video. And if you did that, I think I would appreciate you very much. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Yes, very much so. So, look, drivers, I don't have a problem with new drivers. Hell, I was one back in the day. None of us started with diesel in our blood. That That's not the point here. The point that I'm making is, if you're going to stand in front of somebody who is brand new in this industry, and you're going to tell them that you're going to teach them how to do this job safely, you owe them the truth about what you don't know. You owe them that. The first trainer that I had owed me that, but he didn't give it to me. He didn't give it to me. I didn't know until later. Because listen, I say that because they're going to be out here on the road making trucking decisions in real time. And what you taught them is what they going to fall back on. This isn't content, even though you make it out to be. Maybe it's because you want the negative engagement. Maybe you want the rage bait. I don't know what it is. But this is somebody's safety we're talking about here. So no, young lady, I'm not just going to give this a pass because it got like a lot of views, a lot of stitches, a lot of comments. I'm not going to give that a pass because you came on Beyonce's internet and flat out lied. And then not only that, you told everybody that teaching new drivers how to drive a truck is not a big deal. Listen, I hate to call you out on this, but you're full of shit, driver.
Everything that guy just said is bullshit. Thank you.
Because it is a big deal. It is a big deal about driving out here. If you've been sleeping up under the rock the last few years, you should have seen all the tragedies that's involving trucks these days. So no, ma'am, it is a big deal. These drivers that you train or going to train or have trained, they deserve better than what you have given them.